Yo, what's up, everyone? We're back. It's been a couple weeks. Actually, yeah, it's the first podcast of 2022. So welcome. It's a new year, a better year even. In fact, we were just discussing this. I'm here with three sweaty boys. Myself, a sweaty boy, and three other sweaty boys. Parker, who is hopefully in a more stable chair than last time. Garrett, who, when was the last time you were on the? You were here last time, weren't you, Garrett?
Yeah, I was on the one where we talked about games for like 3 hours. Yeah. And
then Cam the Camel, who is returning to us from I don't know, the desert or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. How's it going, boys?
Oh, you know, I'm keeping on.
You're keeping on, yeah.
2020 is officially over. So
yeah, is it now? Because it's feeling to me a lot like 2020 Part 3, I guess.
I think only things can go up from here. I heard something about like a Ukraine getting invaded scare. That was cool.
And that's what uphill.
Yeah. No, I mean like people are focusing on the real issues now. You know, they're getting back to like what really matters.
Yeah, like cool. Now that COVID's over, we can safely invade other countries without worrying about. I'm thinking so. we can safely kill our enemies without worrying about spreading COVID to them.
We
just got all jumbled up. Parker, you look worse every time you turn the camera back on.
Are we on?
I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Okay, I think it's fine again.
Just turn up the saturation like last
time.
It'll be fine. It looks
really good when you deep fried it. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Give me a sec. I'm gonna just fuck my shit up real quick.
Parker kind of looks like Germa. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
But
Germa looks like Germa.
Yeah.
Everybody looks like Germa.
He's white man on the internet.
Just do the funny face that everybody knows.
But yeah, 2022 has actually sucked complete ass for me because, as I was just saying, I haven't left my apartment like hardly all year because I started the year off with fucking COVID. So that was really sick. I hope your years are going better than mine.
Is it just 2 for 2 here? Did Parker or Cam get COVID?
Do you have it, Garrett, or did you have it?
Oh, I totally did.
Oh shit!
There's no doubt in my mind. I've never experienced like the numbing of the mouth before as like a symptom.
Oh, I didn't have that.
Yeah, really? So the whole like not being able to taste shit, very real.
Oh yeah. I actually look at Parker. Deep frying. He was way more deep fried before we started, but yeah, there you go.
I'll just max everything out again.
There you go.
It can't be worse.
You look pretty awful now. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I didn't have the like not being able to taste and smell shit, so I was glad for that. Did you actually test positive, or were you just like I probably have it?
Well, it was because I had some family that
that one I like, Parker.
I did test for it. So.
It's very it's sort of vaporwave.
Yeah.
Very green lips.
Yeah. They're kind of the only thing that's green. Interestingly enough.
But I know for a fact that it was COVID just because
like circumstantially.
Shared similar symptoms. Yeah. So.
Yeah. So I actually
didn't last too long though.
No, mine was pretty quick too.
I found out this morning that I was exposed yesterday at work to someone who got it that sits in the same office as me, so I'm kind of just waiting to see whether or not it hits.
Yeah, well, it's weird because I started to get sick. I suspected it might be COVID because I know it's like a lot of people have it right now. I got my test, like, which first of all was an entire ordeal. Like I had to so I was looking into like getting just like a PCR test like in person somewhere around here, and they all had like if you wanted to actually book a slot, they were booked days out, and then which is crazy that people would just be like, yeah, I'll get tested in 3 days, that's fine, that's good enough. I don't need to know right now. And then on top of that, the places that you could go to like and just like wait in line had lines of like multiple hours. So I was like, I don't have time for that, I just need to get tested. So it turned out that Britta's dad had like a one of those at-home tests. Yeah, it wasn't exactly that brand, but it was. But it's the same concept. and he had bought them previously because he had close contact with someone who had COVID, and he just had one left. So I took it, and immediately like the way these things work, and I actually have it just because I think it's funny. The way these things work, you can't even really see it on the camera, but it's like when you have the two lines, that's you're positive. Yeah, you pee
You're
on
pregnant, yeah.
it. But I put my little sample
COVID
on there,
is stored in the balls.
and before it even God damn it. Suppose that might actually be true. I can't remember if there's they detect traces of COVID like everywhere in your body. It's like I remember there was like
Apparently you can't detect it with a blood test, but someone else told me that, so I don't.
yeah, other people don't know anything. Only me.
No.
That's right.
Yeah.
But yeah, before it even got to like the control line, the test line was turning up just like pure black. It looks like someone marked it with a Sharpie or something. So if it's possible to be extra positive, then I was like fucking extra positive.
Was it you said it was a mouth swab or
It's a nasal swab, but it was like it's a at home like self test. Yeah.
Got it. You have to
At this
is it
point-
like brain damage
No,
swab?
it's like
how far
you
do have
put
to
it
get
just
in
like
there?
right like up to here about something
Okay.
like that. Not too bad, but yeah, it's it saved me the trouble of having to get the brain swab because it immediately gave me the positive result, and then I was just like, well, shit, I guess I just stay inside for a couple weeks. I don't know, but the other thing too is that nobody that we were with, because we a lot of us hung out at Ryan's place for New Year's, and no one else tested positive like from that. It doesn't seem like because there were some people who were like, yeah, I didn't feel too good and I got a test, but I was negative. So it was just me. And then I was like, maybe it's a false negative. But I looked into how these tests work, and apparently it's like slim to no chance that you get a false negative. They give you two in case, or a false positive. Sorry, they give you two in case you have a false negative. Apparently, which is like.
I
Obviously not my situation. So
I think people are. I don't know if there's probably like a brewing period where eventually you're contagious. A
Yeah.
lot of people are, or at least I talked. To
I had
Ryan
no
about it, and
symptoms
he-
there. So
Yeah, but like
Yeah.
during that time, you might have already been like infected, but it wasn't contagious. or
Yeah.
it's not as
I
contagious as it
believe
could
that
be.
is correct.
that's kind of my running theory on it. Or because other people like said they felt sick after that, but then none of them tested positive for COVID, which it
Yeah,
could have just been like a timing.
Hangovers will do.
Well, that was why I waited
Everyone's
a couple
immune
days
systems
to.
are shit right now too. So,
Yeah.
like
That was
just
why I
in
waited a
general.
couple days to get a test too, was because I was like, the first day I was hungover, and it was getting to like nighttime, and I was like, I normally don't feel hungover all day, let alone like have it get worse like at night. So I was like, this is weird, but I'm gonna just like wait it out. And then the next day I felt fine, so I was like, I guess it was just a hangover. And then I felt shit again the day after, which apparently again is something that happens with COVID. I've heard multiple people say they felt better and then got worse like immediately after that, which is like interesting as well. Maybe it's
Was this the-
specifically like a Omicron thing. I don't know.
Was this the first time you think you had COVID? Because I remember,
Yeah, dude,
when
it-
the whole thing started. Remember when Max got like really sick?
Yeah, and
we
whatever
kinda- we
he
kinda just
had,
assumed that was COVID.
yeah, whatever he had, he gave to Britta too. So we think that Britta might have had it back then, but I never got sick back then. So I don't know. It's possible that I had it and just like had no symptoms or whatever, but yeah, once I realized that like after the holidays, I tested positive, and like nobody that I was with or like my family or anything also tested positive, then I was like, this shit's just kind of funny. I'm like, I somehow like dodged COVID for 2 years only to just like get it like right at the beginning of 2022 as soon as
Sure,
I'm like
but I would.
starting to do
I would
shit
also-
normally.
I don't know. Like I'm no virologist or whatever.
What do you
much
mean
of
everyone
anything.
is? Everyone on
Yeah,
Twitter
well,
is?
yeah, everyone
We're
on
all-
Twitter. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I would imagine whatever the variant is going around right now is less deadly but more contagious.
That
right?
seems to
So-
be the consensus, yeah. And I think
Okay.
that's what I had. I honestly didn't think it was COVID at first because I had like what I would describe as like a bad head cold, like a sinus infection or something.
Mm-hmm.
And all through like 2020, what I always heard was like COVID is like it's like a chest cold, and like, you know, more of like flu symptoms and stuff. But I didn't really have that. I had like what basically, like I said, what I would describe as a sinus infection. So I was kind of like incredulous that I like even needed a test or anything. And then I got one, and of course was like immediately positive. So I was like, okay, I guess this can be COVID. I guess this is the symptoms can be COVID. But yeah, I don't know. It's just weird. Who even knows anymore? Apparently, like the symptoms with the Omicron or whatever manifest differently. I don't fucking know.
Sure. At this point, like it's incredibly sporadic, and it's almost impossible to find like relevant and helpful information online related to it, because a lot of it's either mass hysteria or just, I don't know, like people trying to get clicks too.
Yeah.
It's stunning that for how much we know about this thing after 2 years of it being around, we seem to not know anything about it at all.
Yeah, the average person's like understanding of it like varies really drastically.
Yeah.
And like people will know like the ins and outs of like, you know, case numbers and like hospital census and all of that, but they won't know like, you know, what the symptoms are. It's like we've kind of lost sight a little bit of what's important here, I think.
It might be a good idea to get into like statistics. Like if
I love
like,
statistics. And honestly, from that standpoint, COVID has been a great thing for me because I'm very interested in that.
Like doing anything related to data science, I figure like anything related to COVID would be a fun project.
Yeah.
Also, the other problem is just there's like a fatigue. I think that's a very real thing, because talking about COVID and like just viruses in general, we've been doing it for like 2 years. So
I know, dude.
I'm pretty tired.
I have a hard time like digesting new information about it. Like when the Omicron thing was coming out, I just was like, all right, okay.
I'm good.
I have a filter set up in my work email where anything with the word COVID in the subject or the body of the email goes into a spam filter, and I never see it.
That's funny.
Pretty.
But yeah, it's I won't spend the whole podcast on this, but yeah, that's interesting that you had it too, Garrett. I saw you. Was it when we were planning D&D that you said you had it? I don't even remember, but. Something like that. Oh no, we were planning something else, but yeah, I didn't know if you were joking or not. Honestly,
one of the symptoms is like just
brain fog.
Not being able to remember anything. So like the last 2 or 3 weeks have been kind of already a blur. So
I should have used my COVID diagnosis as an excuse more. You know, so sorry, I forgot brain fog. You know, it's a real symptom. It may actually be a real symptom, but I didn't really have it, but I should have used it as a scapegoat.
You can do that for like work and shit. Yeah.
At this point, because like last year I tested positive, and
it was like right around the holidays, wasn't it?
Yeah, and now I kind of want someone with COVID to just like fucking cough in my mouth, because I want to know if I can even get it. I've never gotten it. I mean, and the one time I tested positive, I had no symptoms.
I'm vaccinated, and I got pretty sick with it still. And I guess like, you know, at some point it's probably less effective against like the new variant or whatever, but I was actually pretty sick.
Pretty sure you have to go to Craigslist for that, Parker. You have to go.
I bet you could find that quickly on Craigslist though.
I know a few people that are sick right now. I can hit them up.
I think that's the other thing. I think everyone knows someone who has it right now. If they don't have it themselves, it's like, it felt that way last winter, but now this winter, it's like when I hear about someone getting it, I'm just like, okay, cool.
Because of my work, like I get texted like, oh, I have COVID, I can't do whatever. So I could make them. They're my underlings. Cough in my mouth.
Buy them dinner first at the very least before you ask them to cough in your mouth. That's kind of a big ask. It's a pretty.
I will not pay them for the pleasure of coughing in my mouth.
That's what Craigslist is for, though. And like someone or the free listings or whatever. It's like, I will cough in your mouth for free.
Or if you just go on the like casual encounters or whatever.
Don't actually look that up, please.
Someone to cough in my mouth.
I'm gonna Google Craigslist cough in my mouth.
Oh god.
Oh god. All right.
I mean, what did you expect? What did you expect? Honestly. Honest to God, what did you expect?
The very first result I got, it's titled "Cough Drop Fun!" ! I'm not clicking on that. I'm out. That's as far as I'm going.
Worrisome, yeah.
Dude, I honestly
drops in their car. I start rummaging through my car and found a handy dandy cough drop.
Okay.
Okay, I'm not reading this.
All right. All right.
A guy from Craigslist used to pay me to shit in his mouth. Ask me anything.
Hi. Oh, I fucking hate the internet.
That's Reddit. That's
yeah. I mean,
Craigslist I genuinely think like the world will be better off if Craigslist like just
really Craigslist is your that's your hill to die on with the internet.
Yes. I mean, like there's
Craigslist and a lot of
other
services.
Sites. Yeah. No, but there's other sites like anybody like will say, "Oh yeah, I wish TikTok didn't exist" or whatever. It's like, okay, great.
Oh,
that's a hot take. But Craigslist, you need to have like some evidence to back it up, and there's plenty of shit on there.
Well, see, TikTok is like a very public thing. Like you want a lot of people to see it. Craigslist is like just the corner where you go to do weird shit.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So you get it out of your system. Don't film it. Unless that's your thing.
It's where you like shamefully go once to find a shitty college apartment, or you get sucked in and you're and then you get sucked off.
See, for normal things though, there's like a service for like everything. So Craigslist is, I feel like, exclusively for weird.
The other thing
now.
Is like Craigslist.
Especially now that Facebook Marketplace exists.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Just like sell or buy normal shit, you do it there.
I don't know how anyone like goes
approved activities.
I don't know how anyone goes to Craigslist, looks at it, and is like, "Yeah, this seems like a normal website that normal people use in 2022." It's literally like it looks like a notepad file.
It's a boomer site. Like
does it still look like that?
Anybody that I know that
it's never changed to my knowledge.
Above the age of 40, selling like tractors and shit. That's the majority of it. Or it's very, very lonely people. So
yeah,
that's the other option.
One of the saddest places on the entire internet is Craigslist misconnections. I want to know like what sorry, what was that?
What's the name of the category?
Misconnections. It's like people who like met someone and then like didn't like get their number or like so and then want to like find them.
Come across somebody grocery shopping.
Yeah, but it's right. It's like some of them are legit, but most of them are like, I saw this beautiful woman in the grocery store, and it's just like, bro, she's not like she's not into you.
Beautiful woman in the
like
grocery
a waitress
store checking Craigslist for you. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just want to know the success rate of misconnections.
0.
It's got to be pretty much.
Unless of course you had a conversation with somebody who was like, "Oh yeah, I also use Craigslist," and that's
you got together and talked about Craigslist.
So,
I guess,
I don't know. It makes me think of
what kind of fucking weirdo would talk about Craigslist for an hour, right?
It makes me think of It's Always Sunny when Dennis is telling the waitress to go on the internet and like check her email or something, and she's like, "Oh, I don't use online." It's like that. It's like what social medias are you on? Oh, Craigslist. Just Craigslist.
She's like, what did she say? Like, oh yeah, I don't have the email. Like, what? I watched that.
I don't have the email, and then she's like, I don't really use online. That's like what that's what I think of a person who uses Craigslist.
I use Craigslist.
But I'm curious, actually, jumping off of something Garrett said, like what if Craigslist I think is like it's good to have like a place on the internet where you can relegate some of the weird to, like just be like, okay, just go to Craigslist and stay off here and here, just stay off our normal sites, go to Craigslist. I feel like the net negative impact of Craigslist on the internet is relatively small in the grand scheme of things. For sure. But what are there any websites that you think like definitely have like a net positive, like big websites, not just like Dig? Really? Because Dig still like led to Reddit.
Wait, is Dig?
Dig? I don't know what Dig is.
Dig is on my list with TikTok on things that I don't think should exist. So
I don't think Dig exists anymore. It doesn't exist anymore.
That's the joke.
No, it exists. I have a coworker who goes to it. Like,
oh wait, really?
Daily.
Oh,
but do they not know about Reddit and how Reddit is basically just Dig?
This guy.
Dig does exist.
Struggles.
Dig.
It was just like a precursor website to Reddit that was functionally pretty similar. Like,
wow, this looks awful.
People post links.
It's a really hard thing to Google.
Holy shit! They completely changed their site.
Yeah, I was gonna say, for the record, I don't think the site is anything like it used to be. But I don't like. Is there anything else? I mean, I guess like Like you could say just as a website, like Google has made like Wikipedia. How about Wikipedia? Wikipedia seems like a good one, right? Net positive.
Overall, yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, like if I need to like, if I'm in college and I'm writing a paper on something that I know nothing about, Wikipedia was a quality resource.
It got a bad rap like in elementary school where it was like it is not a reliable source, but at this point
high
it's like
school they were kind of like just use the links at the bottom of it. Like it's a great way to find other information. It's a starting point.
Right, exactly.
Getting knocked off points related to citation on like a paper was like the worst fucking thing because usually there's like a bunch of individual rules you have to pay attention to for citation.
Well, and if you had like 15 sources and you had to like watch an ad for each of them to do the fucking Biblioteca website, what's it called? The Easy Bib?
Oh yeah, Easy Bib. Holy shit.
But because I wasn't going to figure that shit out myself. Like the MLM format or whatever. No, that's me.
Think of all the essays. Think of all the essays you've wrote that like is never going to see the light of day ever again, and it purely existed just for you to like get a grade.
Like 30 hours of your life, and
you're not going to go back and read any
right? Yeah, just information that didn't enrich my life in any way. It just like existed, and then
I think citation is important.
Flushed from my brain.
Like a lot of that stuff was very like a little too strict for the context of what you were doing. I don't know. Like it's not your career. So
are you telling me that I should take my 5-paragraph essay on The Great Gatsby off of my resume?
Probably, yeah.
Oh,
probably
that is
you
just
actually
my
just
resume.
Put the whole thing
that's all
on
it is. Yeah.
You gotta.
It all had to fit onto one page because that's how they like it. So it's like just tiny text.
I don't. Am I the only one here who's done a master's thesis? Because that shit made me miss 5-paragraph essays because I had to write a whole like 100-page book for that shit. Like,
for my final, well, Cam knows this. The final paper for aerospace, just like I had to write like 30 pages on like radiation, and that's not even my major.
So the way it worked for us was, and maybe it was exactly the same for you, but they like for our final report, you had to hit a page count, right? And
that's so stupid.
Page counts are so dumb.
It was stupid, but
I had to just put fluff in.
Yeah. Well, any type of content that you produce would contribute to your page count, right? So like, and certain things would have like certain values, right? So like a sheet of just code that you wrote, even if it was like 6 lines, would count as 1 page. But if you had a CAD drawing, that would count as 2 or something like that. Like,
that's really weird.
CAD drawings are easy. Compared to writing 2 pages of like a research paper, I'd much rather do a CAD drawing.
Yeah, we didn't have a page requirement for our master's thesis, but it was pretty much just impossible to convey all the information you wanted to convey without basically writing a novel. And I had a lot of graphics too, being in architecture. So, and then on top of that, I had to just design an entire building. Then that was like its own thing entirely outside of the book.
I was recently discussing with some people at work the possibility of me going back to get my master's, and I determined that the list of demands that would have to be met for me to ever go back to school is too insane. Like no company would reasonably ever meet. So like I'm just not going to do it.
Well, they're not going to fire you if you ask though.
No,
or maybe they will. I don't know.
Like,
they might. I have no idea where you were.
What, you want to learn? That's fucking crazy.
Well, it's like
Cam, I know who your manager is. I can get you fired if you want.
yeah.
That's awesome. You have some options.
Sick, then. Dude. I'll think about it.
Good for you, Cam. You're moving up. You're moving up. In the
you better be nice to me, Cam. I can look you up in the system. So you know.
I'm scared now. I'm happy.
I can't look you
up in the system.
Yeah,
I love how
yet. I don't know.
I love how without context, that's so ominous. I'll look you up in the system, bitch.
There's this thing called Yellow Pages. Ever heard of it?
Obviously, without giving away like personal information, when Cam's company got bought, I immediately went and found him in the system and was like, all right, cool. I can use
glad
this.
to know I have that power.
Did you message
I don't think I couldn't.
The joke's on you because my manager put in his 2 weeks on Monday.
Yeah, but it's updated, so whoever your next one is, it'll show up.
Yeah, that's true. I don't even know who my next.
He's got it bookmarked, Cam.
Do you not know how to use it?
No, I really don't. I don't know how to use any of this crap, man.
All right.
Skype?
Skype. I don't know how to use Skype.
Fuck Skype.
You guys don't use Discord at work? That's crazy.
Before, like it was some like deep
before
ominous
Skype?
thing. It's Skype.
That's funny, actually.
Skype?
There was various...
AOL? No, not AOL. What?
There's
AOL Instant Messenger.
Yeah, AIM.
Nobody used Vent that I knew.
Oh yeah, Vent.
TeamSpeak.
But again, that's all like gamer shit. Like as a precursor to Skype though, like it was pretty much
I'd
like
say AOL
Instant Messenger, like MSN Messenger and AIM.
Yeah.
But I actually every now and then someone mentions that, and like all these memories of like me using that as pretty much like my sole form of communication because I didn't have like a fucking cell phone. Would come
playing around with the emojis that would like tap on
back.
the screen and shit. You remember that?
Yeah, real quick. As my most valuable chatter of all time, Kurt just came into my chat and said "butts" with like 8 Z's.
He did,
and he'll probably
ban him.
He'll probably redeem a couple hydrates too while he's at it if I know him.
Kurt's interesting. You should get him in here sometime to talk
he's welcome on anytime he wants. He's never been on my stream or anything before, but if he wants to get on here, he can. Okay, wait. There was something I wanted to follow up on that we started talking about in Discord earlier today. Pop-Tarts versus toaster strudels. Let's hear these arguments, boys. Let's hear these.
I don't think there is an argument.
I mean,
I'm willing to play devil's advocate a little bit.
Okay,
so
I've never had a toaster strudel. That's all I got.
The only, I guess you could say, downside to toaster strudels, in my opinion, is
work.
You have to eat them warm.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just pull them out of the freezer and, like, go and eat them in the car. Like, you cannot do that. But
they're just like...
If you're eating in the car, it's already pretty sad, though.
Well, yeah, but...
Yeah, Pop-Tarts are sad, but that's like they're
super sad.
They know their lane. Like right.
That's the appeal. Yeah, what are you talking about? Like you should always strive to eat food that makes you look awful or sad.
There's also like
it crumbs all down your shirt.
Yeah, that'll happen with toaster strudel too, though. If anything, those are even more crumbly.
But is it like a flaky thing?
It is,
like a neon-colored frosting crumb.
It's very flaky, and the frosting is better.
Yeah, but the frosting, you literally like spread it, like put it on yourself. I feel like
you do.
There's
it's like a prep work involved, right? But it's worth it in the end.
I don't really feel like I have a dog in the game because I don't think I've had Pop-Tarts or toaster strudel maybe since COVID started. So
that's not that long.
It's long enough where I don't know. I'll eat some breakfast stuff, but it's actually kind of rare. Let me think though. I like warm breakfast stuff, so I think toaster strudel kind of just wins out of default because of that.
Yeah, for sure.
And there's some shitty flavors of Pop-Tarts too.
That's the thing. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Pop-Tart in the toaster though, so that if it's about being warm, then
yeah, but
it's different still though. It's different. Yeah. That when you put a Pop-Tart in like in a toaster, you just get a warm Pop-Tart. Which I know sounds like a bit of a reductive take.
They're a lot better warm though.
But but toaster strudels are like meant to go in the toaster, right? Like Pop-Tarts just like you just heat them up.
You put like frosting on after, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I kind of want to buy one now.
Toaster strudel.
Should we wait for you? You want to leave for like half an hour?
No, not right now. I don't. I'm not going outside, dude. It's not nice.
It's not nice.
The cinnamon ones are just like eating a cinnamon roll, man. They are so good.
Wait, toaster
cinnamon
strudels?
Pop-Tarts I don't like very much. So
I like the brown sugar cinnamon Pop-Tarts, but again, they're like the expectations are not high going in. It's like
no.
It's like this is going to taste like a Pop-Tart with a little bit of brown sugar and cinnamon flavoring. Mm-hmm. They make like a cinnamon roll one, and those are really fucking good because they have like the vanilla frosting on top, and they're like softer than because most Pop-Tarts are kind of crunchy. But yeah, the flavors are very hit or miss. I will admit it's been a long time since I've had a proper toaster strudel. What I do get though, and me and Britta buy these, they're like toaster strudels, but they have like eggs and bacon and sausage and shit on the inside, and they're real fucking good.
Are they like sweet?
No, they're not sweet.
Okay.
They come in like the same kind of
thing?
a little bit. No, they're just like toaster strudels, but they're just stuffed with all that shit.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, I don't
really
like
good.
like sweet breakfast food that mixes like meat and cheese and
Oh,
shit.
you're not like a McGriddle guy?
No, I don't
Oh, I
know.
love
There's
McGriddles.
something about adding sugar like to a breakfast meal with something that's like not supposed to be covered in sugar.
Oh, I put syrup on
I-
pretty much every breakfast food.
Like waffles and shit are fine, but
No,
don't know.
I'll
don't
put
know.
it on my eggs and bacon and.
Oh, on your eggs?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Like deliberately?
You sick fuck.
Well, it was an accident the first time, and then after.
Yeah, I got
After
addicted to
that-
heroin as an accident. I didn't realize my weed was laced with it.
Yeah. But now every time I do heroin, I make sure I get some syrup in there.
I get some things. Okay, so some things are fine. Like I know there is like a palate combination of like sweet and like salty. That's fine for some things, but there's some breakfast foods I can't fucking do that, man. If it's like isolated.
I should clarify. Like, I prefer it has to be like scrambled eggs. I don't want like yolk and syrup together.
Okay, that's what I was
That's
thinking.
gross.
Yeah.
You're not putting
like-
syrup on your sunny side up eggs.
Sunny side up and
No.
syrup. Yeah.
Sunny side up and syrup, boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually like
Have
to
you
fry
ever
my eggs
heard
up
of,
in a little bit of syrup.
You ever see
Kidding.
anybody like they're making a pizza from scratch and they use ketchup for tomato sauce? You've ever seen that before?
Oh,
God.
I
That's
have.
crazy.
I think
I wanted to
that's
I wanted
probably
to
been
throw
an
up.
egg hub, honestly.
Yeah,
There you
no,
go.
it genuinely made me want to throw up. That's pretty fucking vile. Anytime like somebody thinks it's a good idea to replace tomato sauce with ketchup, like that is a culinary nightmare. I don't see any context.
They're
where that
just
ever
not the
okay.
same, right? Like,
No,
just
they're
they're
not at all.
fundamentally different.
Yeah, I guess maybe one could. I guess maybe it's like a budget meal thing. Like some people for some reason. Like maybe
Is
tomato
a
sauce isn't
can
that
of
expensive,
ragu
is it?
like all that expensive?
Right.
No. Maybe
That
I
and
don't know.
there's a certain point where like there's budget foods that are a lot better than a pizza with ketchup on it.
Yeah.
Ketchup
So,
is
like, if you're gonna
sugar
eat
with
something
red
for
dye.
cheap-
Like
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
a tomato's involved somewhere along
That's
the way.
some-
Cardinal
somewhere
sin
in
though. That might be.
It
the
was
worst, like,
prepared
culinary
next
thing
to a
I've seen.
tomato.
yeah.
They take pictures of tomatoes and then they grind them into a fine
Oh.
pulp.
Oh, I remember. I think this comes from the Skitty and Butter people. From like that one reality TV show where their life is like awful. They did the same thing with spaghetti.
That
but
you
instead
just
of it was-
described every reality show.
Yeah, but it was was a Honey Boo Boo? Is that what it
Oh,
was?
God.
Oh,
Why
Yeah,
would you
yeah.
know?
There was a South Park episode about it.
Oh.
But there was a scene where
that's a very roundabout way to have learned
well,
about
that's,
that.
I mean, like I'm not actively watching most
But
fucking,
I believe you, Garrett. I'm not
reality TV
accusing
show.
you of anything.
But the
I
point,
feel
yeah,
like you've discovered Garrett's secret
Mm.
passion.
Yeah, I
Josh's
watch a lot of
hungry.
documentaries about people ruining their lives, but
I was
although
gonna say
I do that though.
documentary.
I
That-
mean,
the
it
funny
is
thing
real.
like, the funny thing is I do like go out of my way to watch like train wrecks, so it's not completely outside the field of possibility. But point being, they had spaghetti, but they were using ketchup as the tomato sauce. Once again, just
Yeah.
fucking,
So sad.
just,
Wasn't it-
like vile?
Wasn't
I
there
don't know
like
why.
a at this point probably almost a decade old H3 video of someone who put mayonnaise on pizza and that they would just like slather it on?
Are you talking?
And I
oh,
do
is
love
that,
mayonnaise,
is that
but like
the
I wouldn't do
the
that.
the video of the guy in like Brazil? Hold on. Let me
No,
see.
that's-
I'm
that sounds
Googling
like something
mayonnaise
different.
Pizza.
I mean,
It's
you're
really
probably
gonna
gonna
fuck
find
up
some
my-
degenerate shit on there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've come around to mayonnaise. I used to be kind of I used to not really like any white sauce of any sort, really. Other than like, I guess I could deal with like an Alfredo, but come to Brazil.
Because like mayonnaise and Alfredo are super different things.
Yeah, but,
despite
like,
the
I don't-
similarity in color.
Yeah, but I didn't like mayo. I didn't like sour cream. I still don't really like sour cream.
I love sour cream. I used to hate it.
I didn't like cream cheese. I can't really explain it, but I didn't like any of that stuff. Now I can tolerate.
Do you like cottage cheese?
Not in the slightest.
Put it on my salad with ranch. It's good.
That's good.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I don't know what it was, but I have more nuanced opinions on white sauces now. But
so you're saying they were putting like some sort of mayo onto it, right?
Yeah, but I remember they would put like an entire jar on the, like it was a bizarre amount of mayo. It wasn't like you dip it in mayo. That's a little weird, but whatever.
Were like, I'm gonna post an image here.
Oh good God.
There.
Oh, Cameron.
Holy shit.
Oh
my God, dude.
Hang on. That video is a trip.
Wait, is that that might be the one?
Yeah, it probably is. Like when I think of like a gratuitous amount of mayo on a pizza, that's what
so much mayo.
That
is the worst thing about it. The worst thing about it is you can tell that it was squirted on. Like they didn't have a jar of mayo; they had one of those squeezy things.
It reminds me of
fucking foul, dude. That's fucking foul.
Like a icing funnel. Yeah.
It gives me the feeling that it's actually Miracle Whip, which somehow seems worse. Just like
dessert
pizza is a thing for sure.
I haven't had dessert pizza.
Dessert pizza is still like in another ballpark entirely from just a pure mayo pizza.
I like it when they have mixes, like they'll have half of a pizza be like normal pizza and then the other half it's like fucking pizza. Like it's fucking like chocolate chip or some shit. It's like
you could do like a cinnamon rolled dessert pizza with mayo.
You know what's
instead of frosting. Yeah.
You know what's a really good idea? Not having those things on the same plate.
What was that, Garrett?
Do not have like cookies and shit like on one side of the pizza and then like normal pizza on the other side. Like
You don't like marinara with your chocolate chip cookie?
Is that a thing?
No.
Like, do they serve pizza like that, where half of it is dessert and the other half is like
half partitions or whatever?
No. They put like a cardboard thing in between.
No. It's all like it's like not separated at all. It's kind of not good. So
you guys like
is that because there's only like 4 people at your birthday party as a kid, so you didn't get 2 whole pizzas? It was okay.
You guys like deep dish pizza?
I love deep dish pizza. It's just more pizza.
A handful of times. I didn't hate it.
I really like
Chicago,
it. I grew up in Chicago, so I really like it. But yeah. I had to like the regional cuisine of my
Chicago
style
city. Pizza over New York, absolutely.
Nothing against I don't know pizza, about that. Like the thing is, they're not the same to me. Like because New York pizza is like very just like classic pizza, and then deep dish to me is like a entirely different thing.
It's like is casserole the right word? Maybe not casserole, but.
I'm kind of an all or nothing kind of person. It's either it has to be like the most deep dish pizza possible, or like the
I have to be able to stand up in it and have it come up to my chest.
Yes, I have to be able to like drown in it. That's the only way I'm gonna eat it.
55-gallon drum pizza.
God. Oh,
you have just like a giant like scoop that goes in and takes out like
so awful.
Half as tall as you. Oh my God!
It's
somehow
just
like
a thin layer of bread, like 50 gallons of marinara, and then like a layer of cheese.
This conversation has not made me hungry in the slightest, especially after the mayo pizza.
No.
But
all right.
Talking about deep dish has given me an appetite.
Push comes to shove, I think I do like thin crust more because I'm a fucking weirdo.
No, I don't think that's weird. I actually think that's more normal than preferring deep dish. And I don't even know if I prefer deep dish. There's just like a time and place where I'm like, yeah, deep dish. Like, especially if I'm in Chicago, like I gotta have some deep dish pizza.
Sure. What's your favorite like toppings?
I'm like a pretty classic, like just pepperoni guy. But I do like a lot of specialty pizzas. And especially like jalapenos on pizza are really fucking good. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, like a good, just a good like margarita pizza is really good too, with like the big basil leaves and.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Oh yeah. Have you ever had a pesto sauce pizza?
Yes, I have in New York actually, and it was quite good. very
I don't
good.
think you could do a deep dish pesto. That would probably.
Well, I just mean but you can make a pesto pizza anywhere. I'm just specifying that I had it in New York,
no,
which
it's
is
just
known
the
for
first
good
thought
pizza.
I had, like, because we were talking about Chicago versus New York.
Yeah, it's
think
actually
of
just a
deep dish
block of pesto.
Yeah, congealed pesto.
I am a big
I really
fan of barbecue chicken pizza.
Yeah, that's a good one too. Yep.
I used to like that more.
Marinara. Throw some
I
chicken,
really like
jalapenos, bacon, and pineapple.
Yeah,
there.
the pineapple.
Shit.
That is the one time when I'm like, pineapple on pizza is pog as fuck.
Yeah, pineapple.
I can't do that. It's too sweet for the rest of it.
See, that's funny because
the barbecue's
that's
already
the sweet and
usually pretty
salty,
sweet though.
Palate thing, but
it's a different sweet. It's like a citrusy sweet.
It is a different
or
sweet.
tangy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Yeah, no, I guess there are like other flavors there than like the breakfast conversation.
Breakfast pizza?
I've grown to really appreciate like a supreme pizza with like a bunch of like I don't know, like olives and shit. Some people really don't like olives though.
They're strong.
I'm not a fan of olives. I also don't like mushrooms on pizza.
I found over time my
mushrooms.
palate changed. Like I like olives a lot more than I did when I was.
Have you guys ever done sardines?
No.
That sounds like a joke. I just feel like people who like that are lying.
I tried it once. I did it on like a portion of one of my pizzas, and the bones are like hair. So there's like also hair on your pizza, which isn't great.
God.
My apartment smelled like fish for like a month. I'm not ever doing that again. It was a mistake. I thought I'd try it because I like fish. I like pickled fish.
Overly salty. Like that's the whole thing with sardines. Like you can't really even taste the
I don't
fish 'cause
know.
there's just so much salt.
It was like the fishiest thing I've ever eaten. I wish it was salty, but it might depend on the pizza and sardines and whatever. So I like sausage and like bell pepper, just like an Italian. Yeah,
that sounds good.
With extra sauce. I fucking love the sauce.
Always extra sauce.
This is a bit of a sidebar, but it popped into my head. I'm pretty sure that people enjoying tomato juice on airplanes is like a deep state conspiracy designed to just fuck with me specifically. Because I'm like, why do people do that? Why do they drink tomato juice on?
I think it's supposed to like calm your stomach for people that like if you get like car sick or whatever.
Nick, you're getting gang stalked.
I think that's what it is.
No, I think I'm getting gang stalked.
This is a big psyop to fuck with you specifically.
Yeah.
This is the part they actually told us like if we were going to talk to you about this, like we had to agree like, oh no, that's a pretty normal thing. Like I don't know why you think that's weird.
I just ever since 9/11 though I can't bring my own tomato juice, and that's the real kicker. I used to bring like a gallon.
Can
you bring tomatoes? Just like make your own tomato juice?
Yeah, wait, hold on. Can you make your own liquids on the plane?
No, but
actually bring my own agave and distill tequila on the plane.
Well, what does that still count as a liquid though? Because like it's just in the.
Well, it's not in a bottle.
That's true.
I don't know.
Yeah,
but then again, neither is like a water balloon.
What if you bring
tomatoes
like,
just a bad
No,
tasting
I don't think you
balloon,
can't bring like food through either. Like you couldn't bring like a bushel of bananas.
You can bring food through.
You can bring food.
Can you? Okay.
It depends on where you're going.
I know
no international, but
where they don't eat food.
Who makes a full like meal for themselves that they can just stick in a backpack. And
that's kind of nice.
Airport security. Yeah.
Ooh, bring a brick of ramen and cook it on the airplane. I like that idea.
Honestly, dude, some of the shit I've seen in airports over the last couple of years, like none of this would even remotely like turn my head if I was walking through and I saw someone cooking ramen in the airport or on the plane.
On the plane.
Yeah, all right, whatever.
It's like, hey, can you guys like give me coffee just without the coffee?
Bring out your own camping stove and set that up on like the tray during turbulence.
Yeah, they'll let that through for sure.
Have some boiling water fall in your lap.
For sure.
That's great.
What do you guys drink on airplanes? I always get Sprite for some reason.
I always ask them, do you have the margaritas in the can? And they say no, and then I just get Coke.
You don't just get tomato juice, which is like functionally the same thing. Are you sure about that?
You get a free Jack and Coke on airlines if you're a veteran or you're military. So I drink a Jack and Coke and then I drink water.
But then you have to fly American Airlines, which is
it's a bit of a bummer.
I'm a fan of like
which is just as bad as the others. I don't know.
No, Delta's better, dude.
I used to fly Delta a lot.
I'm not even like Delta enthusiast or anything. I just like legitimately have a better experience on Delta.
I am brand loyal to only a handful of companies, and Delta may be at the top of the list. I will not fucking fly another airline in this country.
Yeah.
I'm not
Delta.
joking.
Just kidding. I hate flying mostly.
Yeah, I mean,
don't
it's
like
in general, it's a
I
bad
appreciate
experience.
flying. I
Yeah,
don't
that
complain
is
about
good.
it too much because it's kind of like a mere science.
I
that you
appreciate
can cross the whole
aviation.
country in a few hours.
Sure.
I love flying, dude. I love it. I don't know what it is, but
Really?
I hate the annoying ass shit, right? Like
I don't like
hates
airports.
Do you
Yeah,
enjoy
I'm with you
children
there.
kicking your seat and then people vomiting like into your lap, and then you trying to cook your fucking ramen with your camping stove, and then the boiling water
Would
falls
you-
in your lap? Do you like that? You
Garrett,
sick
When
fuck.
you're on the
Garrett,
plane and children are vomiting in your lap as you try to make your airplane ramen. This is a typical experience that everyone has gone through.
This is why
yeah.
they don't let me on flights anymore. I'm on the
Garrett,
flight.
I sit too far up front for children to vomit in my lap during the flight. Garrett.
Yeah, but what about the ramen though? You glossed over that. You son of a bitch! Like,
I'm
how do you
hella
cook
down
your
with
ramen?
airplane ramen.
He
I
actually-
You cook your
well, no.
ramen before you get on the
In
flight.
first class, they give you ramen.
Yeah, I
Give
mean-
you ramen.
Yeah.
I've
Oh
only
my
been I was on first class by
They
accident
make
one
it in
time.
front of you like Benihana's.
The fucking ramen on like a tray off to
Yeah,
the
they got,
side.
like-
They bring out like the chef, and he's wearing the hat and everything. That's awesome. I need.
He's
the
got a
Disney
knife. You
Fast
don't know
Pass
why
to
he's
get
making
that.
ramen, so like it just doesn't even make sense.
God
Did you
damn.
say Disney Fast Pass?
Yeah, the Delta Disney Fast Pass. You get first class. Yeah.
That's
It's
wait.
all in one package.
Actually, this is an excellent segue. Because I can't wait until Microsoft buys every company in the world, and you need to use your Game Pass to get on your flight.
Yeah.
Microsoft Airlines.
Microsoft
Well, you're gonna
Airlines,
hand
yeah.
out your COVID card, your Social Security card, because nobody knows who anybody is anymore.
You have to
and
log
then you're
into
gonna
your
need your
Xbox
Disney.
account to get on the plane.
Yeah, you're gonna need your Xbox account. You're gonna need to do jumping jacks in front of
Dude,
the Kinect
you think I
that they'll
can,
have at the terminal.
You think I can work on Excel spreadsheets on the seatback screen?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Hype.
Every seat comes with like an Office 365 subscription.
Oh,
I've only ever had a
you-
seatback screen on one flight, and it was a 14-hour flight.
Yeah, that's
My
because you
screen was
fly
broken.
American, you
Fly
fuck.
American, fly-
I didn't fly American. Actually, I don't know who the airline was, but I didn't book the flight.
I literally
My screen was broken.
The
They
last
didn't
time
do
I was
shit
on a
about it.
plane without a screen, it was a fucking like JetBlue flight in 2018, and then before that, it was probably literally like 5 years.
The last flight I took, the airplane was on the tarmac smoking, and then they got it to stop smoking, and we got on.
Best flight I've ever been on. They actually stopped. They actually stopped the smoking before takeoff. I can't
I had to
believe
walk.
it.
Okay, so it had been like sunny all day, and then as soon as we had to go walk across the tarmac to get on the plane, it started pouring, and they had the AC blasting the entire flight, and I was freezing the whole fucking way. It sucked. It wasn't even that long of a flight, but I didn't sleep at all because I was shivering.
This would never happen on
lot of-
Microsoft Airlines.
That's true. You should have had an Office
Microsoft
365
Airlines
subscription.
already sounds like a thing. Like that just
I know,
rolls
right?
off the tongue.
Office 365 comes with like giant headphones that you can noise cancel and everything. Do they actually hand out like yeah, they do, don't they? They'll hand out at flights like earplugs, and I know they'll have
If you pay. If you're in
Okay.
first class, you'll get it for free, but otherwise you're paying money for the shit.
Wait, no,
sure,
it
they
does.
give you like blankets
No.
and shit.
No, I'm pretty
For
sure they
air-
just
for-
give them out.
Do
They
they?
do that
Yeah.
for free.
I think so.
Yeah.
They
Stop
do. They
bragging
do
about
now,
first
anyways.
class.
Yeah.
Yeah, enough ramen talk. Get that shit out of here.
So,
So
what do you
it's
guys think
Microsoft.
about the? What do you guys think about the Microsoft Activision thing? $68.7 billion dollars is like that's
I don't
so
even
much
know what to
fucking
think of
money.
it, man. Like,
What's crazy is that like I'm so used to this like capitalist dystopia that we live in that my first thought was like, oh, that's kind of interesting, and then like it set in, and I was like, oh, this is kind of bad, isn't it?
I
Microsoft
forgot
is
that
huge
Activision owns Blizzard now too, so that's
Yeah.
also that.
now, as if that like
Anytime
That's
Hold on,
not new, I know. But
I'm gonna look this up real quick, but there was a well-known strategy for Microsoft for years where they had this idea of acquiring and then destroying a company from the inside out, whatever they originally stood for. No, they had like a particular phrase for it.
Did Activision Blizzard stand for anything?
Sexual harassment?
No, but I'm just saying. I'm just saying in general. Like this is what Microsoft does. It's the same thing with the GitHub and them pretending that they love open source. They don't like open source. Their operating system is all closed source. So there's a lot of worry that as competitors start disappearing because they're all being bought up by one company that has a horrible fucking track record, that eventually they're going to start adding additional policies that literally no one can do anything about, and there's not going to be any alternatives.
That's kind of why it doesn't bother me. Like, I don't really care that much that they bought Activision because that feels like Microsoft buying like another Microsoft.
Mm-hmm.
But and buying like GitHub, like that actually sucks. I feel
a
like
lot,
just,
yeah. A lot of people moved
GitHub's
over.
a very cool thing. I don't even program, and I love GitHub.
Yeah, I actually
didn't.
didn't.
To GitLab as an alternative, but not as many people did. I'm still on fucking GitHub. Sucks.
I actually didn't know that all that much about the GitHub stuff, but at least like lately, the just on like a surface level, the track record with Microsoft buying game studios seems to be that they're actually pretty hands off, and they just say like, just keep doing what you're doing. You're just gonna
make us money.
You're just gonna put it only on Xbox, and it's gonna be on Game Pass. But just keep making the games that you're making. But I don't know if there's really been enough time elapsed since they started just like gobbling up all these game developers that there's really like enough evidence to say whether in the long run this will be a good thing for Activision or not. Microsoft owns fucking Call of Duty now, though. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That means very likely no Call of Duty on PlayStation.
That also means Master Chief in Call of Duty.
I feel like that would just be dumb from their
maybe
way too many
move, but
well, Sony's always been a direct competitor of Microsoft for years, so I don't know. Like, I would imagine Sony's gonna have to do something. They're gonna have to start buying something up so they can try to keep up, because they also Microsoft has a habit of just buying like really, really good intellectual property. But the phrase I was looking for is embrace, extend, and extinguish is something that Microsoft does internally to describe its strategy for.
They use those words?
Categories. Yes.
That sounds like giving them the fucking hug of death. Holy shit.
Oh yeah, this was something back in the 90s, and I'm sure after it happened, like they started, trying to do damage control as they do. But this is something they do with a lot of competitors.
Wow.
And they're scary. Yeah. I don't trust Microsoft as far as I can throw them.
Well, no, I don't think I don't know why anyone would trust like any company of that size. Like it's crazy to think that they have like really anyone but their own best interest in mind.
Yeah, I mean, like we're shitting on Microsoft, but honestly, it's like a shit ton of the larger corporations, all three of the corporations that are left.
And Microsoft is not even like really one of the worst when you consider like Amazon and some of the shit they're doing. Facebook, absolutely.
The whole Meta thing. I kind of wanted to talk about the Meta thing because holy shit.
What's going on with that now? I mean, we talked a little bit before, I think, about the name change, and we just kind of clowned on the whole idea of a metaverse. But like, is there more that came
already,
out?
Like being like investigated for something?
Oh yeah.
I don't like
by the FCC or something, or what?
I don't know anything about it. I think somebody posted it in the Discord, but like the Zuckerberg's video on it was just weird. Like
they're being investigated over anti-competitive practices. So
shocking,
because they bought up a bunch of shit. What do they all own now?
It's using its market power to stifle other businesses in the VR space.
Oh, that for sure.
Yeah.
But that like ad for Meta was such like
it was so weird.
Like snake oil. It was like this isn't anything like what any of this is going to look like. Like you can't. I don't know. It just seemed like complete bullshit. So it's like who's buying into this? I don't know anyone that's like the Facebook.
The
VR,
metaverse is
just. I don't know.
It's just like a corporate friendly word for video games, right? Like it's just like a future teched up like word for video game, right? Like there's nothing
it's
like
a buzzword. I don't
yeah,
get it.
there's nothing that
just
like
doesn't mean anything.
I don't understand, like I shouldn't even say I don't understand. I don't believe there's anything that like a so-called metaverse offers us that doesn't already exist in just like video games.
I can kind of like explain a little bit of the lizard speak here. It took me a little while to learn it, but I was able to see through their whatever they put up.
Their vertical eye slits.
Yeah. So one thing that I know Facebook would love is a future where nobody moves from their computer. You have a headset strapped to your head, and you don't have to go outside. You don't have to do normal things. Rather, you just sit in one place and you work, and you don't, do anything with your life other than consume
I'm
product.
like an alpha tester.
Yeah, you mean right now?
Yeah. So yeah, that's
I work from home.
But the difference is you can leave your home. That's the difference. I know there's like funny
in
haha
the metaverse.
COVID lockdown funny haha you can't actually leave your home. But the point is
I can
like
leave my
technically
home.
you still can't leave your house, right?
I haven't unlocked that ability yet.
But
Technically.
Facebook has this.
I haven't earned enough points. I'm not high enough
Facebook
rank
has
to
the
leave
idea
my
of the
house.
wage cage where you just sit in one spot and that's your life. And it's kind of terrifying to think like there might be a point in time where they just have such a chokehold on everybody that nobody actually like leaves their home or does anything fun. They just sit in one spot and consume. That's what they'd like. So
Yeah.
and also just when you consider all the eye tracking shit, like all the extra peripheral stuff they're adding to like their headsets, like it's all for targeted advertising. Like they want to know where your eyes dart to, like when you're looking at an ad, because that's worth like a shitload of money to them.
I've never even.
They did a
a
study on where people's eyes go during like movies and stuff, and the only thing that beats tits is dogs.
Oh,
okay.
Put a dog on screen, people will look away from tits.
Interesting.
Huh.
Yeah. Which is probably why I spend most of my time at parties, like hanging out with a dog.
Instead of Parker, you could have been hanging out with the tits instead.
Instead of hanging out with tits.
God damn.
But yeah,
so
I mean,
point being, it sucks, and I hate where Facebook is taking a lot of that technology, because it's in its infancy, and they're doing a really good job at fucking it up.
right?
Not too happy about it.
Well, they're fucking it up for the rest of us, but for them, they're making it what they want it to be, essentially.
Yeah.
But
did you guys? Sorry, one thing I wanted to tag on that. Did you see the Walmart metaverse video?
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
Oh.
I'm gonna post it again. Hold on, it's kind of amazing.
I don't know if I've seen it.
Oh, it's so fucking good.
Is this the shopping thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a VR shopping experience.
Oh my god.
Hold on.
Yeah. Oh god. Oh god.
This should be it. Yeah.
$5
imagine
off
a
a
more
movie
obtuse
rental.
way of shopping instead of just like clicking a bunch of lists. Yeah, I'd like to don my fucking headset and walk around.
They actually walk through a virtual Walmart.
Oh, what a hellhole.
I just got away from having to wear a mask to go to the grocery store. I'm not going to put on a headset to go shopping.
Yeah. But it's immersive. It's an immersive Walmart
That's
experience.
I just yeah.
Where's
are there fights happening in aisle 15?
Yeah, where's the lively fights and people shitting themselves and it splattering all over
I
the
don't
floor.
go to Walmart, so yeah. I guess it is harder to steal from virtual Walmart.
That's true.
Which
I don't know. I'd go to virtual Walmart if it had all those things. That sounds fun.
Is it crazy for me to say that I don't think VR is good enough yet to be as appealing as they think it is?
No,
like,
I don't think it's crazy at all to say that.
No, I have a VR. I have like a good VR headset, and for sure, like there's no, it's the accessibility is not easy.
Yeah.
So there's two camps, right? You have people who want just like good virtual reality peripherals, and they want to add to the technology and make it more entertaining and genuinely like contribute to it. And then you have the business people, and those people fucking suck because they take all of their existing knowledge about how to conduct business in the technocracy and apply it to this new technology that's still nowhere where it needs to be yet. and immediately makes it like a net negative for everybody involved. So, and that's when you start seeing like virtual Walmart tours, that's a good indicator that maybe VR is heading on a downward spiral.
Yeah, I mean that's still kind of in like the the realm of like who wants this, right? It's like who asked for this. Like I don't think something like that is necessarily going to take off. I'm kind of like personally in favor of like being able to do more things like conveniently from the comfort of your home, like things that are just like annoying anyways, like going grocery shopping, but so that you can like, you know, live a more like efficient and like fulfilled life in the other things that you do, right? Yeah.
Virtual Walmart does not save you time.
Yeah.
No, it actually just adds back all the time that you tried to take out of it. Yeah, it's crazy.
But I
personally, I prefer to go to the
hallways.
grocery store and actually do it because you can actually like look at produce and all that, and like it's just feels better to me for browsing. And sometimes I run into people I know, like I don't mind it, but like in virtual Walmart, you have the inconvenience of actually going to the store by like the time that you have to spend browsing fake aisles,
Right.
and then like you don't have the benefit of going out, getting a little bit of vitamin D. Like I don't get it.
I think the worst part is if there was like a satirical game that was about shopping and like you had to wait in line, I might play it just for like
It'd be like a Stanley Parable-esque experience.
Yeah, like it's totally designed just to
like an
poke
obtuse
fun at Walmart and
existentialist
shit.
nightmare.
But literally everything that like horrible
Like the
that
old
can happen
lady
in a
going to the
supermarket.
graveyard simulator.
Yeah, like that, but in like a supermarket. But there's people like shitting themselves, and there's like really like every 5 seconds, like an employee will come up and ask you if you found everything you need.
This exists.
It almost feels like it has to. It reminds me of the one quest in The Witcher 3 where you're just like desperately trying to like collect some like some settlement or something from
I found Roblox Shopping Simulator.
Oh god.
That's not what I'm thinking of. There is Night of the Consumers, but that's where you're actually playing like an employee. I'm thinking you're actually like a person shopping, and you have to stack shit in your cart or whatever. It's all like physics based. I'd play that. I think that'd be awesome. But not Walmart Simulator though. That sounds.
I get too worked up in real life watching people who don't know how to use the self-checkout machine in front of me. So like I think I'll pass on any kind of shopping simulator.
Yeah,
I just like really shitty simulators. I don't know. I think there's
there is something like there's definitely something appealing about very shitty simulators.
No, there's definitely something wrong with it.
One of my favorite games of all time is still My Summer Car. I love that game.
I was gonna say, me and Garrett are the ones who like shitty simulators, and we're the only ones who have the COVID brain fog. So maybe there is something to that.
Yeah, changed our brain chemistry.
Yeah,
just as they intended. But yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think like if there's any simulator games that I've recently played that are like that. Because like people really like the Power Wash Simulator game and stuff, but I haven't played that one.
Yeah, that just has kind of like the satisfying like.
Yes.
Britta said House Flipper.
House Flipper? Yeah, that counts
actually. Let's see. Evan said, I think augmented reality is going to be implemented in public spaces before VR becomes commonplace for any actual businesses.
Probably.
Yeah.
I actually kind of hope so. Like, I would prefer to have.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely see like net positive from augmented reality, whereas VR seems
just
like
be ads though.
Yeah, but yeah, but still, it's like at least like that. It doesn't require people to buy into like the ecosystem, right? Because then it just it requires the businesses to buy into it, but not the like every consumer essentially.
Sure. I think one worry that I have is I don't know if you ever saw the Amazon store where you could just walk in, grab stuff, and walk out. And then like the sudden reveal that if you look up, there's thousands of cameras looking at you while you're navigating the store. Watching
and then no one shits on the floor anymore because there's too many cameras, so like it ruins the shop.
I'd still do it. I'd still fucking do it. Fuck them.
Well, yeah, but it's the
cameras
that
shit
do it.
in the Amazon store gone sexual.
Garrett will only do it if there's a camera on him. Otherwise, it's not worth it.
Only if I know there's going to be like a little robot that tries to clean it up and it smears the shit all over the floor. That's the only way I'm
little
gonna
Roomba
be
comes
satisfied.
out, just fucking.
dedicated Amazon
Dedicated
shit
Amazon
scooper robot.
shit scooper, yeah, pooper scooper.
Yeah. That's the real dystopia, is when it stops smearing it all over the floor and instead of
I
efficiently
envision
actually
not a
cleans it up.
society where nobody shits on the floor, but a society where anyone can shit on the floor and then it immediately gets cleaned up.
Reject
A society where everyone
shits on the floor.
But my worry about the Amazon stores is like Amazon wants to. It's the same thing with eye tracking for Facebook. Like Amazon wants to pay attention to all of the body language too when you're looking at a product, so they can predict like when you enter the store. Like not only they can figure out, just looking at you, the clothes you're wearing, gender, how tall you are, like how many of these factors contribute to how you navigate the aisles and what products you're going to choose.
Yeah.
And they're starting to get, I mean, like the predictive power of that already is kind of scary. There's the classic story of if you're going into machine learning, they'll tell you this, where a target system was able to predict a woman was pregnant before like essentially like advertising to this guy's daughter like products related to being pregnant essentially. And of course the guy goes and complains to Target about this, and it turns out that his daughter was actually pregnant. So before anybody knew, the machine learning
That's crazy
prediction was able to figure that. Yeah. So that was a story that was told like 10 years ago. So the predictive power of what they have now for advertising is fucking terrifying. So the thought of every store having thousands of cameras hanging from the ceiling still freaks the fuck out of me. And I
what if instead of like using that power for evil, like they used it for good and made an algorithm where like you walk into the store and it scans you, and then like a fucking t-shirt cannon just shoots every item you need at you immediately, and then
I was actually gonna say, if they could scan me and lead me to jeans in my size.
Yeah, right.
Because you're always like a mess on the shelves. And I can't find the 32, 34s.
I just don't see any timeline where it isn't used maliciously. That's the problem. It's the same thing with the attempts to catch people who are like shoplifting, but the system actually isn't that good yet, but they're using it anyways.
Grabs the wrong guy. We know.
Yeah, we know someone who's experienced that. Yeah, so
yeah. Well, I don't know them personally, but I've spoken to them. But yeah,
but it is that kind of dystopian shit is going to continue, and I know in the future it's going to be continued to use maliciously because that they have a direct benefit for using it that way. So
don't worry, China already had it figured out at the start of the pandemic that if you're wearing a mask, they can still identify you just from your eyes with a camera. So
yeah,
good.
That's a cool system.
That's why I cover everything.
Yeah, image classification is.
I go on my morph suit.
Classification is really fun, unless of course it's being used to like persecute people who probably don't deserve it as well. So,
yep.
Yeah. Nice dystopia. We haven't.
Yeah.
Okay, so the point being, shit on the floor, all you want.
Be proud of it.
Like, go to the supermarket, shit on the floor, tell a friend. It will start a revolution.
If you shit on the floor in Walmart, will they advertise you toilet paper, or will they not bother?
They might ban you first.
I don't think Walmart's technology isn't there yet. You gotta go direct to the Amazon Jeff Bezos storefront and take a shit on their nice
special floor tiles in Amazon to detect your feces and figure out what kind of dietary needs that you have.
They weigh it, get it on the Bristol stool scale.
This guy needs fiber.
He's got that type 7.
Oh god. Oh, that's vile.
Yeah, is this what becoming an adult is like? Is just realizing that like you live in a dystopia that you're completely powerless to do anything about?
A lot about society.
I know. I do kind of feel like the old man shakes fist at sky thing. Like, just
a little bit.
I'm either getting old or it's a problem.
And then like I sit here and talk about it, and I can recognize at the same time like how bad it is, and I'm like, I kind of like working from home and not leaving my house ever. Like it's not that bad.
I did at first, but no, I kind of hate it on some level.
No, I know. I definitely don't prefer doing it all the time.
I think the difference is having options, because I think at the end of the day, like you might like a certain lifestyle, but you always have the option to change it, and it becomes a problem if suddenly that disappears, right? And the only reason it would disappear is because there's no demand for it. So if everybody's doing one thing and the previous option, isn't being used by anybody, it suddenly disappears.
I'll buy the first Microsoft flight out of this place. I swear to God.
Yeah. Yeah, but
it's like I have VR. I like it, and I want it to be bigger for there to be like more games. Because right now it's not really worth it to develop VR games for a lot of studios. But like at the same time, I don't want it to become my whole life.
Sure.
It seems like there's a lot to figure out. Like, how do you make it like not damage your eyes over time by like wearing the thing on your head? And I don't know. It just yeah, dude.
I don't know. We get blasted with a lot of blue light.
I feel like we're hurtling towards like body augmentation like being a reality.
Yeah.
And I don't know how I feel about that, honestly. And some of it seems okay, but it'll be abused.
So, you know what's okay. You know why
I want to become like one of the Maelstrom guys from Cyberpunk, where I replace my entire face with a fucking like computer.
This is the problem, right? I guarantee you this is gonna fucking happen. The first like augment shit comes out, like where it's a pretty commonplace thing for people to get installed, and it becomes antiquated in like a year, and you're stuck with it. Because the surgery to remove it and get the latest thing would be even more money. So I can imagine at some point people will do that, but they'll be stuck with like the old TI-85 calculator version of an augmented leg or something.
Yeah. You got to get like software updates.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another thing is like you could imagine all these like cool body augments, and then it's like, do I really want like my arm being sold to me by Facebook, and then like having it like, or like my arm being owned by Amazon and having it just like randomly grab shit in the store and just like
you're not going to the store anymore. It's just
yeah, right.
It's just control. I'd say it controls your mouse, but your computer can just do it for you. So you don't even need robotic parts. You can just sit there. Things happen.
My policy would have to be like, if I'm going to have surgery to have some sort of augment, it would have to be like whatever the code is has to be open source. Like I have to know what's being installed on me at all times, right?
Yeah.
So because if there's something malicious going on, like I'd like to be able to peruse it. The fuck is going on in my foot? Oh no, I don't know why feet would be like the first thing I would augment. There's genuinely like more interesting things than
your entire body is natural flesh and bone, and then you got robo feet.
In 10 years, we're going to be sent an image on Discord from Garrett of him sticking his robot feet with socks on into the pool.
Yeah, and that will be the last image I post because it's essentially a toaster bath.
True. Yeah, unfortunately, we're getting all of like the bad dystopian shit from like cyberpunk media and not the cool neon cities yet. That's what I really want. Flying cars and shit.
I think
let's get that shit cooking.
That's the problem. I think a lot. Actually, it depends on where you go, because like some nightlife areas kind of look.
That's true. Like Hong Kong is kind of like that.
Yeah. There's a lot of that stuff already. I like
Tokyo.
Giant projectors with like ads running. Even though I
hate ads.
Yeah, but it's still like got an aesthetic that I like a lot.
Imagine in the future, like every tourist attraction you could possibly go to just has big ads on it. It's like, I need to get away from my computer where there are only ads and go to Rocky Mountain National Park, and then like just in the background there's just giant holographic ads.
Well, that's the problem.
Big ad block into your neural implant.
Yeah.
Put a big old Oculus Rift on the on George Washington on Mount Rushmore.
Oh yeah. I can see that now.
There's a lot of potential there.
Which city in the U.S. is going to become the first cyberpunk city?
Huntsville, Alabama.
Yeah.
Sure, we'll go with that. I feel like New York is like
LA.
New York is like the closest.
New York or LA.
Yeah.
Well, LA is really like I don't know. When I think of like a cyberpunk city, I think I love it just being like disgustingly dense. Like, and LA is not.
Times Square will just like slowly creep out farther and farther.
There's a part of me that wants to say Seattle is a good candidate.
What about San
really?
Francisco?
Because it already has like the fucked up like
honestly,
rich poor disparity.
Miami.
There's a lot of homeless people there.
Miami.
Miami.
I've never seen like any kind of cyberpunk fiction set in Miami, but honestly, that sounds kind of cool.
There's a lot of tech people moving there.
Yeah.
A lot of fiction set in Miami is always like 80s stuff.
Yeah, like Miami Vice.
Yeah.
Vegas might do
a lot
it.
of cocaine.
Hookers.
I had something else I wanted to mention.
Now we're talking. This is a future I can get down with.
It's been such a fucking
This has definitely been like just fever dream after fever dream of a conversation.
Yeah.
But
we could go back to talking about like robots cleaning up
mayonnaise
shit.
on pizza.
That was the biggest nightmare of them all. Let's see. Rainbow Six Extraction comes out tomorrow. Are you guys excited?
I don't even know what that is anymore.
I have not kept up with
fine.
a single thing about it.
It's zombies, right?
Yeah, apparently it's bad too. I don't know. It just seems like a game that got stuck in development hell, and then they just they released it with absolutely zero faith behind it that anyone would buy it. And then it just is what it is. It's exactly what we expected it to be. It's not good.
That's unfortunate.
Yep.
Back 4 Blood kind of took the wind out of its sails too, and then also Back 4 Blood wasn't very good anyways. So
no.
If I feel like if you want to go play the new Left 4 Dead, it's still Left 4 Dead 2 is your option. Like
Yep.
There was the like Kroby Cat video on that where he compared Left 4 Dead with Back 4 Blood. And honestly, I wasn't as like sold on Back 4 Blood being like that terrible when I watched that video. I was like, it doesn't look that great, but it doesn't like a lot of the stuff that he was comparing was like a bit pedantic. But what I was impressed about is just how well Left 4 Dead like holds up. Like it's still very impressive to this day.
It made me really want to go play it.
Yeah,
I think the biggest point they were trying to hit home with it though was showing, because Turtle Rock has a habit of saying like the way they marketed the game was from the creators of Left 4 Dead.
Exactly.
And then you see the amount of employees that are involved versus all the Steam employees, and it's like 3 versus like 45 different employees or something like that.
The guy that vacuumed the office now vacuums the office.
I'm sure the guys that are at Turtle Rock like did contribute to it like in some meaningful way, the original Left 4 Dead, but not enough where they had enough talent to work on Back 4 Blood.
It just like the thing that really stood out to me wasn't necessarily like the little details, but like the AI and everything just seemed really weak. It's like in general the graphics are better in a lot of ways, but like that seemed like the only thing that was better was
like the textures and the lighting were better, but even still like the atmosphere in Left 4 Dead is really good still. Like it would hold up if you played it today.
Which I don't know how 100% sure this is, but from what I remember, the main reason why Back 4 Blood was even a thing was because of a dispute internally at Steam or Valve about whether or not they were going to use Source 2 or Unreal Engine. And Turtle Rock wanted to use Unreal Engine. So there's a very good chance that Left 4 Dead 3 was in development, and maybe they had some scraps from Left 4 Dead 3 they brought over into Back 4 Blood, or maybe Valve is still working on Left 4 Dead 3, because Gabe said there was like 2 other secret projects they were working on or something.
They can't count to 3 though.
Yeah,
that's
Valve make a game challenge impossible.
I know it's like a dumb meme, but like they really don't make a third of anything.
Wait, is it Artifact? What's the card game they made?
I think it was Artifact, right?
Artifact? Yeah, they're working on Artifact too. That's the other project.
Cool, a new Twitch category for people to react to movies in. Oh wait, that's happening in just chatting.
Yeah, actually, you were gonna explain to me what the hell you're talking about, because
it was a topic that I threw out there if we had time and wanted to talk about it. But yeah, basically what's going on Twitch is the meta currently is people literally just like watching full TV shows and shit on which of course is illegal, but the reason they get away with it, and the reason it's probably not likely to stop anytime soon, is because Twitch isn't proactively taking them all down, and in order to take someone down, they essentially have to receive like a strike from the original copyright holder. So Twitch is kind of just like turning a blind eye to it and letting it happen. But yeah, I mean, it's I don't know. What do you guys think about that? It's
That's what I'm thinking.
I feel like it might kind of turn into like what happened with YouTube, where like companies would just do like blanket takedowns, even if like they'd claim something even though their music wasn't even being used in it, because there's no penalty to them. Like the either the person contested it and got their stuff back, and they wouldn't even get like lost views or anything. But YouTube was at risk of being sued by these companies because they weren't doing anything about it, which makes me feel like eventually Twitch is going to have to stop it because they could get sued.
If I'm not mistaken, YouTube's algorithm for that made that easier. The problem with Twitch is that the people who are doing it live, and then they're deleting the VOD essentially. So there's and the thing is, it's like they're stupid to think that protects them, especially big streamers where it's like people can clip and like I don't know, just screen record if they want. Like the evidence is there, obviously. But Twitch only has an algorithm to discover copyrighted material on your VODs. So essentially, if you delete the VOD, you won't get a strike for that if it does in fact get claimed.
People have been using that workaround for copyrighted music basically since they weren't able to just play it.
Yeah, and there's actually an even better way to do it. With OBS, there's a feature called, it's like a VOD track or something like that, where what happens is that track will be streamed live, but it will be stripped from the VOD. I don't know how it works, but it just works.
Okay. Well, that's cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
I wonder if it just
kind of really nice feature because it's not uncommon to find a VOD and there's like large chunks of audio just fucking gone.
Yep.
Like, okay, great. 5 seconds of top 10 garbage playing and you're screwed. And it was from an ad or something.
Yep. But yeah, so I don't know. There's whole like degrees of this reacting thing going on. Like I'm pretty sure someone watched the entire Lord of the Rings trilogy while they were like asleep. Like they literally just like were doing like a subathon or something and slept. And then they played the entire Lord of the Rings trilogy while they were sleeping. All the way from that to like, I've been watching a few people react to like old Hell's Kitchen and like Survivor episodes. And that seems pretty fun and harmless. Now, granted, still illegal in the grand scheme of things. And if those people who own those copyrights wanted to come after them, they could. But like on the spectrum of like how bad it is, it feels a lot less.
Sure. I think the goal is you watch media that like significantly reduces your odds of that something like that happening. Like for example, obviously anything related to Disney is going to destroy you.
You're screwed.
You can't even mention Disney without having a lawyer watch whatever.
Yeah, apparently Viacom's another one that will just go after anything and everything.
Yeah.
And Viacom owns a ton of shit too. Like
Viacom has been a problem specifically on YouTube since like 2008 when there's like YouTube poops. Really? It goes all the way back to then. And deciding what's considered transformative media and what's considered fair use. But
YouTube poops are pretty safely in transformative media as far as like the law's concerned, but YouTube's makes its own decisions on that. So
yeah, it's always been a shit show like since the beginning. So
why is this the meta? How did this come about? I
mean,
the obvious answer is it gets views, right? Like they wouldn't be doing it if it didn't.
There's this whole like, and this to me feels like an excuse, but I've heard a lot of streamers say that there's just nothing to play. Like there's like a game drought or whatever.
Are they just bored? Like
that basically, I think so. Yeah,
that's not true. They could play Dune 2000 or like Warcraft 3, like the original one. Those are games.
Yeah, those are games.
What do you mean they're bored? Your backlog should be huge.
Dude, half of the people on my like follow list were playing fucking League of Legends today, so they must be bored as hell.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
There's a bunch of there's a lot of fucking media that people just don't check out.
No, I agree. Well, I mean, my stream is built on me like discovering and playing weird games at this point, basically. So I find it crazy that people like can't find something to do on stream that people will watch. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I like it. That's the thing is like I wouldn't sit and watch someone sleep while the Lord of the Rings trilogy plays, but like almost every night this past week I've been going to Will Neff's stream and watching him watch Survivor because it's funny as hell and that show is crazy.
I only watch streamers that do crochet and play mahjong, So
That sounds pretty sick, actually.
This video game business is very crazy these days. I have no idea what people are playing.
But yeah, that's
like arcade machines.
It's been like an excuse for a long time now. It's like there's some like a game drought. Like there's nothing new coming out. But watching streamers play new games sucks, dude. Like I don't want to like half of everyone was playing God of War the other day, and I was like, I want to play God of War, so I'm not gonna watch someone play God of War. Like,
right. And anything
God of War?
Like,
no, it's the same one. It's just on PC now.
I didn't know that. Story-based or single player, it's like I don't want to watch someone else play this if I'm going to play the game. Like,
sure.
Yeah.
I like getting to know what I'm getting myself into sometimes. Like, I won't even have an interest in a game, and then I'll see someone play it for like 10, 20 minutes. I'll go, hey, that looks like something I might play.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yes, if it's like a story game, I usually don't want to get like spoiled. Right. If it's something I'm genuinely going to go out and buy.
I watched just enough of Inscription on Twitch to know that it seemed like a game that I would really like, and not enough to spoil anything. So that was the ideal way to do something like that. But yeah, I don't know though. It's like I honestly feel like you could. There's got to be a website that just picks a random game on Steam. If you're like just
there is. I think I've used it.
If you're just like a streamer that averages like 1K or more viewers, like your viewers are gonna fucking watch you anyways. Like just pick something random and like maybe you'll find something cool. I don't know. That's basically how Among Us got popular. Was Soda Pop and was just playing random games. like literally that's how that all started. And I don't know. I don't buy that there's like a drought. Fuck, play Ultra Kill. It worked for me.
Yeah, I don't think that argument holds up very well when you consider that it's impossible to keep up with the hundreds of games that have been released over the last 30 years, and a lot of them you can emulate, and a lot of them you can play right now.
It kind of feels like if there's like no like. You don't want to play a game that's not like trending or something.
Yes,
like
that's
a lot of people
trending on.
A lot of people just follow the meta. Like that's all it is. Yeah. And I honestly don't know why. Like League just like comes and goes on Twitch, and it just like it never seems to like actually die. It just comes back, and then all of a sudden everyone's playing it again.
Net.
Yeah,
it's a safety net for streamers. The community that like just only watches League and sticks solely to that is like much smaller than it was, years ago. Right?
Yeah.
But
I can't remember when you played League. I never.
Yeah, man.
I didn't get it.
I still don't really get it.
You're always mad. You're mad all the time.
Like that's pretty much how the game works. Like
you'd finish League and then you'd start hitting me and kick the dog.
You're not supposed to talk about that on stream, Parker.
I fucking won my League match, but at what cost? It cost a part of my soul.
My sanity and my soul.
It's weird because like when I watch League, like I understand on like and I say when I watch League, it's generally only if like a streamer that I watch is playing it and they're like the only person that I want to watch live. I generally understand how it works. I don't get how that game is so notoriously toxic, like because it just seems like I'm like how could you get that worked up about this? I just don't understand it.
I would imagine there's like meta cheese strategies or something, and then there's a certain group of people that will use whatever they have in their arsenal in order to win. And then
that's not what people get mad about, dude.
No?
It's more so people getting mad at their teammates who they perceive as being worse at the game than them.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That is kind of like every competitive game, but League has like a very established kind of reputation for being like that.
Yeah.
Oh, I do have an interesting thing to mention about MOBAs and it wasn't League. It was I think it was Dota. But there was an AI a while back from OpenAI related to fighting like people with a specific AI model that beat like 99% of all the Dota players that went up against it.
Oh my god.
Which was impressive in comparison to like the best possible artificial bots that existed in Dota at the time. But OpenAI is supposedly working with another company to build a machine learning agent for Minecraft. Because Minecraft, you have the multi-seed option, and you have a different game essentially every time in order to find stuff. So it's a very interesting domain problem to solve, to have like a machine learning agent go through the entire game and actually beat the Ender Dragon. So I'm looking forward to that, because eventually there's going to be a paper about it, I'm sure. And hopefully we'll have like an actual competent machine learning agent being able to play and beat that game.
That is
And
cool.
not with like any meta knowledge about the game either. Like the way these agents work is they can move around, and they have like certain things that give them rewards, or like you punish them for doing something wrong, like dying or whatever. So I'm very excited to see what comes out of that.
That is cool from like a just like experimental and kind of like knowledge standpoint, but I feel like a bot that can do that in Dota is a lot more useful, right? Like, because people could use it for training, or like, I don't know.
Yeah, I think so, because I don't, number one, bear in mind, I don't play Dota. The only reason I know about it is because of this specific team that created this bot. They're the same people, I think, that made the Go bot. There's a Chinese game called Go, and apparently that was a big deal for a while. So like the big like three right now, it was originally chess, and then that moved to Go, which it got a large chunk of China interested in machine learning. And then it was Dota, and Dota was a big thing just because now we're dealing with a really popular video game that people actually play. Not saying Go isn't popular. It's just not like, I don't know a lot of streamers that have played Go.
Right.
There's got to be like a Go streamer out there, right?
I'm
sure
Chess streaming is huge. There's got to be at least like a small but dedicated Go community.
Sure. But yeah, I think one of the more interesting things is this kind of technology can certainly be used to build more competent and interesting AI agents that you run into in video games. So ones where, just like dealing with another person, they learn what strategies you're using and try to use that against you. Like they see the repeating patterns that you're making. So I can see games like Valorant and a lot of other like FPS games eventually getting something like that. But the main thing being is playtesting, because instead of having to hire a bunch of QA testers, what they're going to do is have a million different scenarios run and see where like exploits are in their game in order to patch things. So we'll have to see. I don't think it's coming anytime soon, but probably in the next like 10 years there'll be services like that.
Valorant doesn't need that. All my teammates are bots already.
Yeah.
If you taught that AI to play,
I haven't played with you in a while.
No, I've been playing with Ryan. If you taught that bot to play, or that AI to play League of Legends, do you think it would learn how to say slurs in chat?
Oh,
probably. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no.
It would pick that up and be like, "This is clearly a vital means of communication."
Yeah,
since I see it so often.
Conversational agents get me really excited, because I think of all the scenarios where you can like type the AI characters in like RPGs or whatever, or like use voice commands to communicate with other characters. I think there is room for improvement there, and eventually when that becomes the norm, there's going to be much more immersive and interesting experiences with games. So, but there's a 2-minute paper on it. Let me see if I can find one.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah, that would be cool to read about. I'd never heard about this before. I guess I'm not surprised though that that is kind of like something that people are trying, because it seems like AI in games is really, like, even still in modern games, is really, really fucking primitive. And the logical reason for it is because in most games, people don't want to be challenged by AI. They want to just stomp AI. And
it's state machines. So the goal of like a developer is like, you need to know every single possibility that like an AI is going to try in order to give the players like a good experience. Because if the AI is doing things that you didn't originally expect, like there is a worry that the difficulty is going to be all sorts of fucked up. So that's why applying more experimental things like machine learning to AI instead of a game is obviously a little bit more difficult, because it's much more difficult to expect what those AI agents are going to do. But here, this was actually, I think Sam might have posted this to me, but this was a AI level design video that I thought was interesting. Where is the...
Oh, you haven't posted it yet. I was like, all I see is VR Walmart. Yeah, I'll definitely check that out.
AI designed Walmart in VR.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. This podcast can't seem to get away from the metaverse. I feel like we talked about that so much. Even on like previous episodes too. It is funny.
It's funny
oh my god,
all that
dude.
we have left in this world.
Yeah. I don't own anything, but I own like all of my NFT metaverse items.
I can't myself bear to watch this again. But yesterday I saw something that was among one of the worst things I've ever seen, and it was a video called Cryptoland. And
I've heard of this.
I want you guys to suffer with me. Yes, it's about an here. Let me actually
I haven't watched it yet
because it was actually a colossal failure. So in hindsight, it makes it even funnier. Yeah, here it is. Cryptoland runs aground as $12 million bid to buy a Fiji island for resort falls through. Plans by crypto evangelists for a lavish hideaway have courted mockery and controversy, and now the island is back on the market. Widely mocked
like Reddit island, dude.
Oh yeah. Widely mocked plans to establish a tropical haven for cryptocurrency enthusiasts have run into trouble after a contract of I think I just read the same sentence 3 times. Whatever. I won't read this whole article.
The coin guy?
But wait, here's another thing.
Coin guy.
There was also controversy after the Cryptoland Twitter account responded to a question asking what the age of consent would be on the island, with a now hidden tweet saying mental maturity should be more than enough. The actual age of consent in Fiji is 16.
Oh Jesus Christ!
God.
Backed by Epstein.
Insert jokes about Epstein's island here.
Yeah.
But yeah, why is it that every group of shitty people out there has to have like, you know, that their Venn diagram with some other group of shitty people happens to be like a circle? Like that's always how it seems. It's like, oh, you're a pedophile too? Neat.
quick money, instant gratification.
Yeah.
I mean, those types of people gravitate together,
yeah, I guess that's true.
Here, I'll post a picture of the coin guy I saw. Here.
Yeah, the coin guy is nightmare fuel, but he is related. If you watch here, I'll post the video right after we're done with the podcast. I literally cannot bear to watch it myself, but I will post it just so that you guys can suffer. Oh,
Garrett,
man.
I like what you posted. That's
the coin man.
Yeah, there's just true terror in his eyes.
He is like in the entire video.
How much Bitcoin do you think the artist got to make that? I hope it was worth it.
The craziest thing is that the animation, it's like a 11-minute video or so, and the animation was actually like, it's pretty competent. Like it's not like a Pixar movie good, but it like as far as 3D animation goes, like I've seen way worse, like way more uncanny shit than this.
It's not the ape cartoon, right?
Ape cartoon?
Oh god, the
NFT
ape show,
cartoon?
Whatever. Yeah. Oh, it's the
I didn't know
grossest
about
thing
this.
I've ever seen.
I didn't know about this.
It's pretty cool. Here, I'll post you a
but
trailer.
more crypto bullshit to make fun of. I'm down.
Yeah, here.
The thing I hate most about how stupid all this shit has become is that on a very, very high level, like surface level, I think that some things about cryptocurrency are kind of cool. I actually I own some Bitcoin and some Ethereum, but I'm like, the rest of this shit just sucks, man. Just stop.
The main issue I have with it isn't so much like the thing itself, it's just the people surrounding the thing. Yeah. You know, there's something about your podcast that every time I'm on it, where'd it go?
Something break?
A wheel just fell off my chair.
Oh, not this again.
Well, yeah. No.
Will you show that to the camera too once you find it?
Give me a second. It's got caught in a.
Evan in chat said, my girlfriend and I learned from a perfect stranger at a bar that he makes $500 a week selling his semen in a bag to a guy on Craigslist. So anything is possible. Why does every episode of this podcast comes full circle? And then it comes full circle and then it goes around again. What the fuck?
Semen in a bag? Why is it? Why in a bag? Why a bag?
Oh, so is it so you can stomp on it and it goes everywhere?
Wait.
Why would you think that's the reason?
I can't think of any other reason.
Dude, $500 a week is a $26K a year salary. Like, if he has another job, I mean, that's fucking good money. Like, you couldn't live on that alone, but like, holy shit.
But we're gonna. What kind of is it a paper bag or a plastic bag?
How do you report that on your taxes?
You do not report that on your taxes.
Like he's trying to
You're
be
gonna
like
have to.
eco-friendly.
You only take payment in cash if you do that.
You got to fill out your W-69.
Hey guys, don't come in a bag, okay? Please.
What if I'm getting paid $500?
He was very proud of it, and he said he didn't ask any questions, and I completely understand.
Did you ask him what kind of bag it was?
That was a Ziploc.
God damn, dude.
It's a Ziploc, like one of the fucking...
A Ziploc bag. Okay, good. I'm glad we clarified that. Guys, I don't even...
more structurally sound than paper, that's for sure.
I don't even know what we're talking about anymore, so
just...
I'm going to go ahead and just say that's enough for tonight.
You don't want to talk about bags of cum anymore?
No. No, you know what? I don't.
To say independent cum tractor.
Take your bags of cum to your nearest Amazon store and let a
That's
robot
good.
run it over.
Anyways, thank you for tuning in to Sweatlords Podcast, episode 5. We will not be returning ever. No, I'm just kidding.
Just laminate the floor of Walmart with genetic potential.
Oh.